Alright, right now in the 5 series we're going to look at ladies of jazz. Now I'm not talking about the vocalists, I'm talking about the musicians, the female musicians of jazz. Jazz is a very male-centric art form, but we have to big it up to the ladies at all times, and these are all ladies who are top musicians in the jazz realm, even though one's better known as a vocalist. But anyway, starting off with Alice Coltrane, Journey in Sachi Danada. Alice Coltrane, of course the wife of the late great John Coltrane, legend of the legends is Alice Coltrane. This album is a pivotal album for me in my musical knowledge and expansions. I discovered this album on CD many years ago, and it opened my mind up to a whole other realm of possibilities, not just within jazz but within music. Alice Coltrane, the great harpist, the great artist. Alice Coltrane, essential album. We're moving on. Shirley Scott, Mucho Mucho, the great organist. I just love this cover. It's just filled with warmth and life and love, and it just, I don't know, I just love this cover. And I just love Shirley Scott. This Mucho Mucho album with the Latin Jazz Quartet is a great, she's an organist known as the queen of the organ, and this is a Latin jazz stepper of a record, but it's also soaked in the blues and the gospel and the essentials, as Shirley Scott does, and she delivers like she always delivers on the Prestige label. Next up is Blossom Dearie, who's better known as a vocalist, but she is I don't want to say unheralded, but underappreciated as a great pianist. And there's a member of Hi-Fi Recluse who's not a big fan of Blossom Dearie, not giving any hints, but she's holding the camera now. But Blossom Dearie is one of my favorite vocalists. She has an acquired taste voice, but to me it's just beautiful and serene. But as I said, we're talking about jazz musicians, and she's a great pianist, to the point that the great Bill Evans said that he was blown away when he heard her play, and he holds her in high regard. If Bill Evans holds her in high regard, come on now, Blossom Dearie, someone needs to get with the program. Next up, Bobby Humphries, Blacks and Blues. I've mentioned this record before on the Blue Note label. It's a cornerstone of the jazz funk, jazz fusion canon. It's been sampled numerous times, and it's just a brilliant record. And Bobby Humphrey is a brilliant flutist, and she's made other records that are of note, but I don't feel I get any pushback when I say this is her most celebrated record, and she's a celebrated artist, Bobby Humphrey. Next up, Dorothy Ashby, the great harpist, Afro Harping, a celebrated record within the jazz canon. It's becoming a more and more difficult record to come across nowadays, but her output in general, her discography is to be admired, and is to be sought after, and it is. So there you go. Dorothy Ashby, Afro Harping rounds it out. 5 ladies of jazz. Good Find Records, Hi-Fi Recluse. Check us out on Spotify. Delicious music of Hi-Fi Recluse, and you can get all kinds of music on there too. But anyway, this is what it is.